something which cannot be given more focus internationally. So the oversight is not being done very well because the incumbent is academic dwarf and does not know how to speak in good English in the assembly. So I'm going to promise my people that come 8th, 9th of August, you should give me your vote so that I represent you very well. I do the oversight of the governor very well because I have the capacity and what it takes, and I can articulate issues using all the 5 languages which I know, which I studied very well.
Including Greek.
Including French. Yes. Number 3, the last point. I've talked about oversight. I've talked about representation. And the last point is about legislation. Because an MCA must legislate laws which are very good to their people. And that one, I want to promise that I will legislate laws, at least 5 bills every year. And these bills will be coming from my people, and that's why I value what we call public participation
and opinion.
So those are my agenda, which will form part of my manifesto. They have been broken down into 10 categories, and I will ensure that I implement them to the end. So those are my issues, and I wanted to clarify that I have very big ambition for my people, and I will ensure that I reach the ballot so that you get the opportunity to elect the competent and hard-working young leader like myself. I thank you. Yes.
9th August, Oiko is going home. He should start packing by now.
Yes.
Wanakaja Ugenya wase wacho ni gini wamiyo engineer.
Yes.
Kamano.
Yes.
Goro kigeni. Goro kakaja Ugenya wasiyie koro ini nga.
Yes.
Oiko kaugigi de dala.
Yes.
Engineer mwami hotelo.
Jonduru. Yes.
Sibim.
Yes. Any question from the press?
Okay. Engineer?
Yes.
Aram gipenjo.
Yes.
Awinjo kiwacho ni nitie choch ni ODM kato nitie jok moko mosemi direct ticket.
Yes.
To kilerno in idhi gi party mane, tidhi gi ticket ka sibiro independent, ko sibiro gi nitie party moro mibiro go.
Yes.
Lorne ne jopiny mondo wang'iane maber mondo wai jopiny oikre.
Kamano. Thank you very much for the good question. Koro kar party kanyo nikech consultation pod dhi mbele, ODM ne nigi 2 options. Ne gidwa miya direct ticket, to nitiere ng'at moro bende mose corrupt opinion poll, mose wuondore ni koro en ahead of myself. Koro ng'ani ema winjo ni giseluororego mondo gimi direct ticket. Koro an gi options 2. Emomiyo nawacho ni an gi plan A, plan B kod plan C. Koro this plan B gi plan C aburo luongo another press conference mondo ang'is jopiny koro party mwadhi tiyo godo. Nikech so far pod gimiyowa nyaka next week. Pod consultation dhi mbele, consensus building be pod dhi mbele. But after next week, I will call another press conference to show direction to my supporters and my people. Koro adwanu beda mos, weche pod losore, to an gi hope ni ODM dhi miya ticket.
Yes, me as a voter and a resident from that area,
Yes.
I've listened to your manifestos and the agenda that you have for your people once you capture the power. But a lot of people from the ground are really complaining about the manifestos. Some have interacted with quite a number of them, and some are asking me every now and then, you as the incoming MCA,
Yes.
based on your agenda, are those agendas realistic? Because if they listen to them carefully, they are doubting you, and they are suspicious that once you capture the power, you might fail to deliver as you promised. So can you challenge your voters that when you capture the power, you will all do as you promised the voters? Because many voters have rallied behind you.
Yes.
With their support. Thank you, engineer.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah. Thank you for the question. I think my manifesto is very clear, and I mentioned the 10-point agenda. So maybe you can be specific to the 10 points. Which one is it that is unrealistic, that cannot be achieved? Because when I talk about the corruption device, that is something which has been approved. The professor sat down and interviewed me about the same, and the device is now approved, just waiting for implementation. So unless now you have a specific point among the 10-point agenda I have given you that you can mention directly that this one is unachievable, then I can respond to that.
Yes, I think it was your fifth point, if not, but I think that one, the one you are stating about the legislations, once you capture the power, you will implement. So we want to know which are those legislations are you going to make. And even before you capture power, there was once a person in that office. Yes.
Yeah. So let me respond to the issue of legislation. I want to tell you that is in fact the core mandate of an MCA. An MCA is supposed to legislate inside the county assembly. So in terms of legislation, what I meant is that I will conduct public participation across all the 11 sublocations within the ward. Then they will tell me what they need to be legislated. Then from there, I will take up those issues, because they have a lot of issues, including when I was campaigning, there was a pastor. I can just give you an example. A pastor or a priest who told me that they always give moral support to most of the people within the ward, but they don't even have allowances. So if I go there, I should find a way of making a legislation which can guarantee them some allowance every Sunday after preaching to the people. So those are issues which I will gather from the ground. Then after gathering them, then I will go to the assembly and present them in terms of legislation. Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Yes, Honorable Engineer.
Yes.
Ginyinga iluonga ni Steve Biko Wasonga.
Yes.
Jadak mar Ndhuru.
Yes.
Wan kaka youth wasebedo ka wasandore, ji ng'eny mosomo kachacha, ng'ato tieko ni boda ema dhiye. Ng'ato kawo 4 years a university doing degree, boda ema dhiye. Mara magi weche makelo weche machalo kaka guogini. Mara ng'ato rape youth mo rape nyawadgi. Ere plan of action ma in go kaluwore gi wachni?
Yes.
Good question.
Thank you very much for the good question. Koro wach boda ni osebedo ka chendo kabisa. Kendo adwa ng'isi ni emomiyo point number 7 ne wacho ne wuoyo about SACCOs. Adhi kelo boda operators gi together, kendo adhi riwo gi, kendo adhi encourage gi mondo gi register with the authorities. Kaka sani registration is ongoing. Then once they have registered, I will bring them together. And to register SACCO is just 100,000 Kenya shillings. Mondo gi yud SACCO margi. Koro SACCO ni gibro bedo ka gi contribute matin per month. Then from those contributions, ginyalo holo, ginyalo olo pesa kanyo, to gichako go projects.
Ginyakano be.
Be ginyalo kano. To moko be ka giolo to gichako go projects manyalo miyo gi development. Tingeni ng'at ma is develop, ng'at ma is economically empowered, is very difficult mondo or involve themselves e weche mag kuo gi weche mag insecurities machalo kamano. Koro mane my way of handling such an issue. Yeah.
Penjo machielo man go.
Yes.
Awinjo ki ilieko kendi wuoyo kuom jok moko ma yani manomo.
Yes.
To kawinjo ki ilieko kuom jok ma nigi ng'ol.
Yes.
Koro nikech kuma ya kachacha
Yes.
nitie ji mang'eny ma nigi ng'ol to jogi osebed ka ithiro gi piny kae.
Yes.
Ka jok ma nigi teko titing'o malo. En wach mane ma ipango kaluwore gi wach ma sando wan?
Very good question. In fact, people living with disabilities is they are within my manifesto. Nikech kana wuyo kacha na awacho mana ni youth, but youth go ne involve jomatindo, joma mondliete, joma ong'ol ma yani people living with disability, kod jomoti bende ne a include kanyo. Koro gin bende wabro chako negi projects magine yiero maginyalo manage, nikech abro bedo kodgi piny, all of them within the world, then apenjo gin to project mane maginyalo run maber easily based on the fact that gin jok ma are living with disability. Koro once nigi seng'isa to mane mabro implement, nikech nitie pesa ma bende bro bire ward manyalo implement such projects. Yes.
Ero kamano jatelo, an kaka Steve Biko,
Yeah.
adhil kendo achungi chir mar mi goni kura mondo idonji e ofis ma